everybody, today's video is our birth announcement video for our litter of medium Australian Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and today we're going to introduce you to the 10 puppies from our Santa Hearts litter. In this video, we're going to give you a little bit of information about each of the individual puppies. We'll give you a little bit of an update on Austynn, and then we will give you a little bit of overall information about the litter. So this litter was born over 2 days. Austynn had a very long labor, and so we have decided that their birth date is going to be December the 7th, as most of the puppies were born on December the 7th. And the puppies were actually born in 4 different locations. We had puppies that were born at our house, and then things went a little bit slow, and we thought we should probably have Austynn checked out by a vet. So we went to the emergency vet clinic as it was late at night. And we had 1 puppy born in the car on the way there. And then we had 3 puppies born at the emergency vet clinic. We came back home to have some more puppies. And then it was the next day and later in the morning, actually it was almost lunch, and we went to our own vet for the last 2 puppies. Now, when we were at the emergency clinic, Austynn had some ultrasounds, an x-ray, and blood work done. And the x-ray showed us that there was 10 puppies left, and we'd already had 2 born. So that was a lot of puppies for 1 medium Australian Labradoodle mama dog to have. Austynn is about 30 pounds, so 12 puppies is a lot of puppies to have. Now, unfortunately, when we came home, puppy number 9 was born at home, and that puppy was born stillborn. No particular reason why. These things do happen, and when you have larger litters, it's more likely to occur. So we lost 1 puppy at home, and when we went to our vet clinic, there was 2 puppies still waiting to be delivered, and puppy number 11 was also stillborn. 1 was a girl and 1 was a boy, so we did lose those 2 puppies. However, the Austynn has not been at all upset by that, which is really great. Austynn is having her 2nd litter with these puppies, and she is showing us just what a great experienced mama dog she is now. She has the most delightful temperament. She's always happy, her tail's wagging. When we went to ER and she met a vet she'd never seen before, had to have an x-ray, an ultrasound, somebody put a needle in her arm to do her blood work. She still had her tail wagging, and she just was very, very happy to see everyone. And we went to our own vet, and he was doing an internal exam and trying to figure out what was holding things up. Again, she was smiling, had her tail wagging, completely relaxed. It's just lovely. And she's now doing a really great job at home. She's very confident, very secure. When she hears one of our other dogs barking, letting us know that there's somebody at the door or whatever's going on, she lifts her head up. She investigates, but she doesn't get all alarmed. She doesn't leap out of the box and leave the puppies. She doesn't bark herself or anything. She just is curious, makes sure that somebody's there to look after it, and then she continues on. Austynn is eating really well. Now, with 10 puppies at your milk bar, that is a whole lot of mouths to feed. And you can see sometimes they're upside down at the milk bar like this little one is right now. It's pretty cute. So we give her a very special diet to make sure that we keep her calcium levels high to prevent eclampsia, we hope, and also to make sure she has all the nutrition that she needs to satisfy these 10 hungry mouths. So Labradoodle puppies eat quite a lot in their first few days. These little puppies, all they really do is eat and sleep and repeat. And so it's really important that our Labradoodle moms get the best nutrition possible. So what we're making for her is she has a special food that's designed for lactating moms that is very high energy and also has high levels of calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D, and vitamin K. And then I make her a special little oatmeal pudding, and so that's old-fashioned rolled oats, and there's also eggs in there, and then there's Karo syrup, some flour, and then we also stir in goat's milk for the calcium, And then we add in either roast beef, pork, or chicken to that. That way she has lots of levels of calcium that she needs, plus she's getting the fresh protein through the meats, and then she's getting a good mix, a good addition of carbohydrate, which is really important to milk production and keeping your mama in good health and keeping weight on her. So she also has her regular raw dog food in there with that. And then the most important ingredient that we give her throughout the day on top of all of that is her actual calcium supplements and tripe. Tripe is pretty much a wonder food for dogs, and it's of huge benefit to a lactating girl. It has lots of really good digestive enzymes. Normally girls, after they've had a litter, get quite a little bit of diarrhea, and the tripe really helps that stomach settle down. The tripe also has a lot of micronutrients that allows for good milk production. And you need lots of good milk production when you got 10 little Labradoodle puppy mouths to feed. So she's doing a great job. You can see the puppies are all quiet. Nobody's agitated or crying. And that is always the best sign of a content litter. That lets you know that the puppies are all getting adequate nutrition, that they're warm enough, that they're clean, everything else, and that mom's doing a great job looking after them. When puppies don't have enough food, or if something's not going right, you cannot believe how much noise something this tiny can make. But if ever anything's not quite right, you'll hear it. And it's really quite amazing as you watch Red Collar here nursing, you can see the strength and the stamina this puppy has already at just 24 hours old. These puppies are all a little bit over than 24 hours and just around 24 hours old. So they truly are little brand new Labradoodle puppies. So Austynn is, as a second-time mom, just really quite content in her role. She knows what to expect, and she's more than happy to come out and spend a fair bit of time with us. She doesn't leave the puppies for more than about 10 minutes at the most, but she likes to come out multiple times during the day and check in and say hi and just have a break from all her babies. So now let's get on with introducing you to all of the puppies. We're going to go through the puppies in birth order, and we will continue to do that for all of our videos. So we'll always start with the firstborn and work through to the lastborn. And in today's video, we're going to tell you the gender of the puppy, the color, and the pattern that the puppy is, and we'll also give you their birth weight. So the first puppy that we're going to start with is Orange Collar. Now when we're taking the puppies and showing them to you on the video, the puppies cannot hear, they cannot see, and they cannot eliminate on their own yet. Now, this little puppy is nursing, so we want to really be slow in removing him from the milk bar. And we want to do that and give him plenty of notice that we're picking him up, so that he always associates being handled by people with something that's good. We don't want to ever be startling them or have the puppies ever associate people with anything other than something really good. Now, as I said, they can't hear, but I'm always talking to them because they can feel the vibration in my chest, and it's really good for them to have all sorts of different tactile experiences. So Mr. Orange Collar is a black party Labradoodle puppy. He is a very nicely marked party. He has this beautiful band across his back here, lots of good markings on his tail, a little bit on the side, looks a little bit like a saddle. And then he has this really pretty little black dot in the middle of his head there. And you'll see his black pigmentation on his nose is already starting to come in. And you'll see when we go through the parties, the ones that have more of the solid color will already have the pigment in their nose. And that's just because the pigmentation is stronger when they have more of the base color like that. So Mr. Orange Collar was born at 7:10 in the evening on December the 6th, and he was 290 grams. So he was the firstborn puppy, and he was born here at home. So that's our little orange boy. And next after that was our first little girl, and that's Miss Pink Collar Girl. Now she decided to take over Orange's spot at the milk bar, so she's going to be not too happy to give that up. And now he's quite happy to go back and take his spot back. So here's little Pink Collar Girl, And middle pink color girl is a black puppy. She's a black Labradoodle. And she has that gorgeous little white goatee that she gets courtesy of her grandma Bijou. And you'll see there's a teensy little bit of a white dip on the toes here. As she gets older, that will disappear. You won't be able to see it. And she has just the tiniest little bit of white on her chest there. There we go, little girl. And pink color girl was born in the back of our car. She was born on the way to the emergency clinic because puppy number 1 was born at 7:10 and she didn't arrive till 10 to 11 at night. That's a very long time and longer than normal between puppies. So that's why we went to the ER, because we were concerned that Austynn was taking too long and we didn't want anything possibly to be wrong. There could be a puppy that was stuck or many things that you need an x-ray or an ultrasound to be able to see. So pink color girl arrived just as we were pulling into the parking lot at 10:48, as I said, and she was 230 grams. The next puppy to arrive, and we'll give her a spot back at the milk bar so she's not really mad at me for taking her off the first one. There we go. The next puppy to arrive was dark green color. And dark green color is another party. Oh, and he too is nursing. There we go. Oh, he wasn't too bad to give up his spot. Dark green is also a black party. So the first 3 puppies here are all variations of black. And you can see he's got this really cool pattern on his head where his white markings are. It looks a little bit like a wishbone or a Y. Really pretty. And then you'll see he has less of the pigmentation on his body. And you probably can't see on the video, but he does have 2 spots here that are black. We call those freckles. They haven't shown up yet, but they will as time goes on. And then he has this really cute little band on his tail here, just like somebody put a little hair clip on him. Yes, do you have a little hair clip? Yes, you do. And you'll see, as I was saying, he has less of the black pigmentation on his body color. And so his nose is not filled in yet. His nose is still pink. And you'll see how he's following my hand and leaning to that. That's because the only sense that puppies have right now is they can sense heat. They have heat sensors in their nose. So everything is based on their nose right now. They can smell where mom is, and the heat sensors tell them where mom is, and that's what they use to locate her in the whelping box. So dark green was born just before midnight, 1 minute before midnight, and he was 256 grams. He was born at the ER hospital. And after that came brown collar. Where are you, brown? Over here. Brown collar was the first non-black puppy. Brown collar is a little girl, and she's a party, but she is a chocolate party. Hi, baby. So you can see she has these beautiful, rich, dark chocolate color on her. Nice level of coloration on her. And then her face is a little bit different from the other party puppies in that it is solid. Her head and her face are all a really pretty solid chocolate. She does have a little bit of a white goatee, and she may have a little bit of white that shows up later around her nose, although I don't really think so. I think you're going to say solid, aren't you? And brown collar girl was also born at the ER clinic, and she was the first one officially born on December the 7th, as she was born at 12:08 a.m. and she weighed in at 232 grams. That's our little brown collar girl. Next on the scene is lime collar. Yeah, lime collar is somewhere. Whoopsie, sorry there, Brown. Did you have a little fall? There you go. You get back up there. Lime, 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 where are you? Here you are. Lime is under pink color, girl. So you can see they can root underneath each other to be able to find the teats that are on the other side. Hi, Lime. So with Lime, we were back to this beautiful, gorgeous ebony, just a gleaming ebony. And again, another really nice example of Grandma Bijou's goatee just showing up there. And Lime Color Boy was born at 12:56 a.m. And this was when we were really getting excited because we thought, oh good, now she's starting to have a puppy in just under an hour. Pretty much what is the standard type of time for puppies to be born in. So we felt quite confident that Austynn was on track, and we were able to leave the ER hospital. So Lime was the last one born in ER, and he came in at 220 grams. So he is the second smallest puppy in terms of birth weight. There you go, buddy. If your sister will get her big foot out of the way, you'll be able to get a little spot here. Here, let's just rearrange that. Help you out. There, now you can find where you want to be. So after Lime Collar, the first puppy to be born at home was Red Collar Girl. And Red Collar Girl is also a party, and she's a black party. And you can see she has a lot of heavy black coloring on her. And then she has this really neat little white marking in the middle of her black. Hi, baby girl. And on her face, she has this pretty white stripe of white up her face, a little bit of white over on the side of her nose here. And again, because her pigmentation is much stronger and there's more of it, her nose is already black. And Red Collar Girl arrived at 3:36 a.m. So we were back to being a bit slow again because it was 2.5 hours between Lime Collar and Red Collar. And she came in and she weighed 253 grams. The biggest puppy in the litter was the firstborn, who was Orange Collar Boy. So that was Red Collar Girl. Then after that, we had Mr. Yellow Collar, who's back here giving us a little bit of a song because he can't find his way to the milk bar. Now, this little puppy is a black abstract. He has quite a bit of white on him. And now that he's completely dried off and we can see him a bit more in the light, he also has a touch of phantom markings on his legs here. So he may be what we call a very weak phantom. He doesn't have all of the markings that you need to be a phantom. Oh my goodness, he's not very happy. We just keep you for a minute. So he has some white on his toes, white on his chest there. He was born at 440, and he is the smallest puppy in the litter at 219 grams. There you go, buddy. We'll put you right on a good spot, and then you don't need to be worried or upset anymore. Here you go. Can you find it? Good boy. Yeah, there you go. Next is Black Collar. Black Collar is the only caramel in the litter. And this little guy is so identical in color to Austynn that if he's lying right next to her, you can't even really hardly see that he's there. He is just the exact clone of her in terms of color. Beautiful, beautiful red caramel boy. And then he's got a little bit of white on his chest, which Austynn also has. Black Collar Girl, or boy rather, was born at home at 6:30 in the morning, and he weighed in at 237 grams. And you can see he has that beautiful caramel coloring all the way through his whole self. Yes, he does. What a good boy. So that's our Black Collar. Next is Green Collar. We've got lots of different greens in this litter. We have a lime, a dark green, and a green. And green is here, upside down by me. And green is the only brown puppy in the litter. This is our little dark brown puppy. And again, Grandma Bijou's goatee is showing through. And a little bit of white is on the chest. Whoops, my hand is in the way. You can't see it. There we go. That's the white on the chest. And he has, I don't think he has any white on his feet. Do you? Nope, no white on his feet at all. And Mr. Green Collar was born at 8:20 in the morning. So pretty much 2 hours after Black. So we were back to very long periods of time between puppies. And I tell you, it was hard to stay awake when you're waiting 2 hours for something to happen. And Mr. Green Collar weighed in at 263 grams. And after he was born, we went to our vet because we were not getting anywhere. So it was around 11:30, it was just after 11 when I called our vet. We had gone then for just about 3 hours without a puppy appearing. Austynn had had a couple of very small contractions, but she hadn't had any that were sufficient or sustained enough to produce the puppy. So when a girl has a very large litter like this, and Austynn was a little on the thin side, she doesn't like to eat very much when she's pregnant, and because she had 12 puppies, her stomach was probably this big, so she couldn't physically really eat too much. So then you start to worry about your girl not having enough strength to deliver all the puppies, and you get what's called uterine inertia, where there's just not enough energy for the uterine to contract hard enough for the puppies to be actually born. So that was our concern, and I could just barely feel a puppy way up in the birth canal, but not far enough down that I was able to deliver it myself. So off we went to our vet. And our vet tried to deliver the puppy himself, but he also could not get the puppy far enough down in the birth canal to deliver it. So we gave Austynn a subcutaneous injection of calcium. Calcium helps a girl get some good strong contractions going. We waited for about 10 minutes, nothing really happened. So then we gave her what's called oxytocin. And oxytocin is a drug that does make the uterus contract whether it wants to or not. And when that happened, puppy number 11 was born. Puppy number 11 was a girl, but she was stillborn. She was stillborn at birth. No obvious flaws whatsoever, just one of those things. And then puppy number 12, which we're going to meet now, came out on her own with no problem, and that is our dark pink color girl. Oh, I know, I took you from your spot. Here, you can have pinks because she's coming with me. If I can get her to let go. There we go. It's amazing the suction that such a little dog can have. And this is our dark pink color girl. This is our solid black girl with a little bit of Grandma Bijou's goatee and otherwise just black. She is a solid black. She has the most gorgeous ebony coat. She's just beautiful and gleaming and just such a beautiful little girl. Very, very pretty coat. She has a lovely little head on her right now too. So dark pink was born at 11:45 a.m. and I don't have a birth weight on her. At the vet, she didn't get weighed, so we'll find out what her weight was when we do our next video. But when we weighed her today, she was 280 grams. So I'm going to guess that she probably was in the 270-ish range or so. She's probably, well, she is the second biggest puppy in the litter, so she's a very nice size. And I'm really glad that she was delivered at the vet, because to deliver a puppy of that size after you've already delivered 11 others is a heck of a lot of work for a Labradoodle mama. So that's all the puppies. That's everybody. You've met them all now. And again, you can see they're all just a very content group. It just amazes me, I'll try and get out of the way a bit here, that within 24 hours, these little kids can figure out how to all line themselves up perfectly, get themselves in to get something to eat, and just have the whole process figured out. You can see how relaxed Austynn is. She's just always such a good, calm girl, which is a really lovely influence to have for your mama dog. And you see Austynn's panting a bit, and part of the reason for that is just simply because she is lactating. That does bring the temperature up in a girl, but it's also 23 degrees in here. The puppies have no ability to control their body temperature, so they're entirely dependent on the ambient air temperature. So we like to keep it at 23 for the first week, then we turn it down to 22 for another week, and then we take it down to 21 and finally down to 20 by the time they're 3 weeks old, and just before we move them out of the maternity ward. But it's comfortable enough for Austynn that she likes to have them near her. She doesn't try to move away from them because she's overly heated, and it's just right for them. They're warm, they're content, but they aren't so hot that they're trying to spread out and not all nurse properly. Because of course what we want is for them all to be congregated here at the milk bar, because they need to nurse in order to keep growing. So like, as I said, the only sense they have right now is their noses. Everything is based off of their noses. They can't eliminate on their own. Austynn does all of that for them. So you'll see in some of the other videos, you'll see that she's licking them quite a bit, and that's to stimulate them so that they go. And that's it. That's what we've been doing for the past 24 hours. Everybody, as I said, is beautifully settled in. And if you can see right now on yellow collar, when I was talking about, there's a little bit of the phantom markings I was talking about. You can just see a smidge of the of the brown there. Maybe my fingers are in the way, but that's just a little bit of a weak phantom marking. And under his tail even you can see it. He's got the phantom mark there too. All of these puppies will carry phantom even if they don't actually show it to us. So that is our litter of Labradoodle puppies from our Santa Hearts litter. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a chance, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel so that you get notification whenever we do an update for this litter. We have 2 more litters due this month, so we'll have several videos out for all 3 of our litters. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching.